Hi, I'm Master Deputy Addie Perez with the Richland County Sheriff's Department Community Action Team. As a mother, I know it's important to take care of my health for those I care about. Part of doing that is knowing my risk for developing type 2 diabetes. So if I was you, I'll take the opportunity to visit inittogethersc.org and take an online test to find out if you have prediabetes. Again, the website is inittogethersc.org. This message is brought to you by the Diabetes Action Council of South Carolina.
Some events are great when experienced once, but sometimes you've got to do it again. Avery Entertainment presents the return of the You Name It Tour. Pastor Shirley Caesar headlines this dynamic encore. Saturday, November 12th at the Sumter County Civic Center. Also featuring the Canton Spirituals. We didn't have much. Those Mississippi boys are coming. But the Lord been good to me. Doc McKenzie and the Highlights. I wanna live so God can use me anywhere. The Gospel Legend and Roy and the Revelation. The return of the You Name It Tour. Saturday, November 12th at the Sumter County Civic Center.
Hello there, everybody. Thank you so very much for joining us on this evening. We want to say hello to all of you in our comment box. Miss Jewel Jackson, Miss Helen Osborne, Patricia Davenport, Carolyn Jones, Patricia Austin, and those that will be joining us momentarily. We do have a Power Pack program on tonight. We have the lady herself. Oh, goodness. Miss Michelle Harris. And I'm excited because I got something to tell you that you don't know.
Uh-oh. You got a surprise for me?
Well, this book.
All right.
They can see this book. It says, Dash for Good Health Southern Style. Mm-hmm. Dash for Good Health Southern Style. I had my annual physical 2 weeks ago. I was a pre-diabetic, 5.9. When they checked it, 5.0, no more signs of diabetes.
Come on now.
Yes, yes, he will.
Come on now.
These recipes in these books, this book right here, helped me out. And they got some good things in this book right here. Okay. And I said, I'm going to hold this news for you.
Well, thank you.
Came on.
Well, you know what, Loretta? I am so thrilled about that. And in fact, just because of that, for the first 5 listeners that your viewers that you have that email you, definitely we'll get them a copy of that cookbook. We'll get them their very own copy. They just need to email you and tell them, get me that cookbook.
Southern. When they say Southern. Matter of fact, tomorrow I'm going to make me some Mexican cornbread.
And see, you know what? This is why we're so thrilled to partner with you, Loretta, because you're giving people real, slice of real life, and you're showing you can have great tasting food, traditional recipes, some of the stuff that you grew up eating, but have it in a healthier way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
So, Michelle, I want you to tell everybody who you are.
Okay.
And for those of you who are coming on, we're going to come back. She's going to only be with us for like 15 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll chat with you. But we want to give her as much time as possible. We got people from all over today. But we want her to tell us about what is in it together.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me, Loretta. And thank you so much to all your viewers and all your listeners. And again, you're just a great community partner. But for those that are just meeting me, I'm Michelle Harris. And I work, in addition to working with Loretta in broadcasting and just being a great fan of hers, I also work with DHEC, with the Division of Diabetes and Heart Disease Management. I'm their communications person. And that's sort of how we connected, because In It Together is the website for the Diabetes Action Council. And the Diabetes Action Council, or DAC, you may hear it called DAC, is basically a group of organizations, individuals, media outlets, and all of that who come together to try to get out the word about being healthy, how small changes can get big rewards. There are resources like the cookbook that are available. We have other online shows that we do. We partner with media outlets across the state. Lots of your listeners, because I saw that you showed the commercial with Deputy Perez. So we have a great partnership with the Richland County Sheriff's Department as well. Well, those commercials were shown statewide. We've got ambassadors like Carolyn Sawyer and Judy Gatson, Kimberly Aiken, who was the first for the first Black Miss America from South Carolina. So all of these folks partnering with our program to really just try to get the word out, just what you mentioned about pre-diabetes. Because Loretta, a lot of people don't know what pre-diabetes is. See, you were informed by your doctor, so you were up on what was going on. But a lot of people are like, well, if I don't have diabetes, what should I be worried about it? But just like your doctor told you, I'm sure pre-diabetes is very serious because it can develop into type 2 diabetes. Unless you do stuff like what you did. I'm so proud of you, Loretta.
I'm proud of myself too. And you know what? I have to show this book again because I believe that this was a lifesaver for me. And you say, well, I want my fried chicken. And I want it fried in some oil, but you can put that thing in an air fryer.
Come on now. And it tastes just as good, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's it. Yes. Loretta, I'm just telling you, like I say, remember the first 5 listeners or viewers who will send you an email asking about the Dash for Good Health Cookbook. We will be happy at DHEC to mail that out to you and get that to you because we want to share the good news. We want to tell people what's going on. And again, that's why it's been so great to partner with you and your ministry and your online show, because you've got that reach all over South Carolina. You've got people all over the world. We know this, but especially for South Carolina, we want people to understand that it doesn't take a lot. We want you to, first of all, pay attention. Because that's the thing. Where you were smart, Loretta, is that when your doctor told you, okay, you have an elevated blood sugar, you didn't just go, oh, well, guess, my people got sugar. That's what we do. Oh, well. I mean, you realized, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to live healthier. And you feel better, don't you?
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. And Michelle,
you're looking like a teenager.
Thank you. Margretta, just inbox me and say cookbook.
That's it.
LaTracy, she's in New York. She can get one?
She can. Because she's a viewer of yours, she can. That's fine.
Okay. LaTracy, inbox me. Melissa, inbox me. And that's 3. Let's see.
That's it. All we needed to get to is mailing address. You get that to Loretta, and we will get those out to you.
And let me tell you, I'm a Sonic girl. I'm not promoting for Sonic.
Right.
But I like to go and get that orange crust and that Coke. But now
I've heard you talk about it. Yeah.
Limeade. Okay. That's all I get is limeade. I know somebody, Elaine Hupkins. Exactly right. Air fryers is very good.
Yeah, and you notice she said the grandchildren love it because a lot of times people say, "Oh, I can't do it because my kids won't eat the healthy stuff." You fix it right there, leader.
Elaine, inbox me, and I don't know. We got too many people wanting books now. I don't know, but
we'll see. I should have known you had that worldwide reach, Loretta.
Yeah. We'll see, but seriously, I know too many people, Michelle, with diabetes.
Yeah.
And I know how sick they be. And I had a choice. Either I want to be a 61-year-old diabetic, or I wanted to do something before I became a diabetic.
Come on. And I'll tell you this, because I want people to go to inittogethersc.org. That's the DAC website. That's the Diabetes Action Council of South Carolina's website, because if you have prediabetes, or if you don't know, not everybody knows. So there's an online test that you can take right there. It takes about 2 minutes, answer a few questions. It'll give you a score to let you know how close you are to being at risk for prediabetes. And then you know what to talk to your doctor about at your next appointment. But if you already have diabetes, you've got some folks listening to you who say, I sure wish that I had known that years ago, but I already have diabetes. Well, you can still live healthy. You can still live healthy because we have what you call diabetes self-management education classes that at DHEC we support those, and they're across the state. So I know, like I say now, for folks that you got outside of South Carolina, I'm sure if you check with your health departments, they will be able to help you with those. But for South Carolina, we definitely support these programs all over the state, so you can still learn how to live healthy even if you already have diabetes. But if there's anything that you can do to prevent it, that's what we absolutely want to do. And what we want to do is inittogethersc.org. That's the only other thing. I want to make sure you put that in there. That's all right.
Let me delete that. Keep on talking. I'll delete that one.
Okay, inittogethersc.org. But one of the things that you invited me to come in and talk about is, in addition to healthy eating, which is important, we also want to promote physical activity. And that's something that we have coming up this Saturday. It is our first diabetes awareness walk. We're calling it Wellness Walk 2022. And so what we're doing, for those that are in the Midlands area, if you know about Segra Park in downtown Columbia, the ballpark where the Fireflies play, that's where we're going to have this walk. We're coming together. Its doors open at 8 o'clock this Saturday, September 24th. Doors will open at 8. We will have stretching by the YMCA. If you come out and get a good stretch and get yourself limbered up, we're going to have lifestyle coaches from our diabetes prevention classes out there. Prisma Health is coming out to do health screenings. We have all kinds of information. We kick off at 9 o'clock. And it's not just one of those walks where, oh my gosh, it's a 5-mile hike. If I'm in the walk, I'm going to get caught up and I have to. This one, we want to meet you where you are. So this is a self-paced walk. If you've ever been down to Segra Park, they have the concourse. That's just a great, nice, flat surface. It's a loop all the way around. And 3 loops around will be 1 mile. Well, you can do half a loop, 3 loops, 50 loops, however many loops you want to do. It's completely self-paced. The main thing is, we want you to come out and find community, because we are all in this together. That's why we named it In It Together, because we want to support each other and help each other with information.
That is absolutely wonderful. I come out there, but I can't walk.
Well, see, that's what we're saying. Trust me. I've told this story before, but I've been transparent. Now, before the pandemic, I could get in the gym, back when it was safe to go in the gym and everything. I was in the gym and they had what they call one of those CrossFit machines. And I could get on that cross trainer and I could be out there for an hour doing it. Now, since working in public health, we're sitting in front of the computer all day. And so we were at home, and I know some people took advantage and they were walking. That was not my testimony. I sat 8, 9, 10 hours a day working on the computer, too close to the refrigerator, which is behind me. You see, I'm at home. So too close to the refrigerator. And I became so sedentary. So all of a sudden now, if somebody says, okay, Michelle, go up to the second floor and grab that, I'd be like, where's the elevator? I get so winded and wearing that mask.
Yeah.
It's been something, Loretta, to really get back to the point where I'm fighting myself for good, fighting to get my health back and making sure that I'm getting back to that pre-pandemic stage, Hang on real quick. Thank you.
Elaine Hopkins said, I was told that belly fat during menopause is a sign of being or becoming a diabetic. Is that true?
Well, let me say this. First of all, Elaine, I don't want to give you any erroneous information. I am not a clinician, but I will say it's interesting that you mentioned that about belly fat, because belly fat, or fat around the middle waist circumference, is a warning sign of a lot of conditions, including diabetes. So if you have, I've got my pouch here, and if you've got that, it's not that we just grab some spandex and whatever they call it, Spanx or whatever, and try to pull it in. You really do need to look at talking with your doctor about what you can do, because that fat is dangerous. It gets to the point where, I do know this much, that it gets to the point where it starts even producing its own hormones. You know what I mean? Where you're surprised, it changes your hormone level. So if a belly fat can be very, very dangerous. So you do want to be very careful about how big your middle is getting.
Oh, wow. Well, you just taught me something. And that's where I carry my weight. That's where it goes all the way.
For a lot of women. Yeah. For a lot of women, we either in our hips or right around the middle. And so we just kind of think, well, I'll just buy something cute and go ahead and hang over it. But actually, it is something that we need to pay attention to. And this is where getting up and walking, no matter how far it is, if it's literally, when we went to Segra Park as a group to kind of scope out the walk, everybody else was walking, doing their thing. And I said, I'll meet you. I'm getting there, because I'm at my own pace. You know what I mean? I'm at my own pace, and I'm going to make that loop. And they kept going. I looped once and was like, okay, I'm going to sit over here for a minute, because if you push yourself too hard, you get frustrated because especially if you've been before, it's hard to lose that belly fat. I saw that. Yes, you are absolutely correct about that. It can be quite a challenge. But if you've been to a level of fitness before, and sometimes people get injured, we get older, our jobs change, our schedules change, whatever happens, responsibilities change. And we find ourselves at a point where we're moving much slower, our joints are hurting. So you have to get to the point where you decide, hey, I am going to prioritize myself. And I am going to make sure that I take a few minutes, and I promise you, meet you where you are when it comes to that. I park now, and a little farther away, I walk to the building. I try to make every walk count, even if I'm walking to the printer at work. I try to make every step count. And especially with this mask wearing, because, indoors, we're still wearing masks. The pandemic is not over. Things are much better. We have vaccines, we have, things like that, but the pandemic is not over. So if you're wearing a mask in public, I have gotten to the point, Loretta, I'll tell you, we've gotten, we're starting to travel again and go different places. And the Atlanta airport might as well be 50 football fields. Oh my goodness, trying to get across the airport.
They say, yeah.
It's huge. And so you might have to do new strategies. For example, everybody likes to save money and we don't want to check those bags. I realized I cannot make it across the Atlanta airport dragging suitcases. So I've budgeted, I'm going to check these bags because I'm not dragging them across. I make sure that I get there in plenty enough time that I can walk at my own pace to get where I need to be. To the point where, and somebody has mentioned this to me, and they were like, don't be ashamed if it gets to the point where it's too challenging. She said, you better arrange that ride, jump on that little cart, because you don't want to injure yourself. You don't want to go too far, but you just got to get up, move where you can, do what you can, and you'll be surprised at how quickly you can build up your stamina.
What do you think we won't take care of ourselves?
Oh man, that's a loaded question, Loretta, because I'll just use myself as an example. Like I say, when you prioritize it, and as women especially, we're the caregivers for everybody, right? We're taking care of the family, we're working job, we're bringing home the bacon, frying it up in the pan, you know what they say, all of that. And so we don't prioritize our time. Okay. So time for the gym, time for walking, most of the time, kids, church, work, home, everybody, parents, everybody kind of gets to the point where it can get in the way, right? So you have to not feel selfish when you put that time for yourself, because here's the thing. If you're the main caregiver, if you're that pillar that everybody is leaning on, well, if you go down, then the whole thing is going to collapse. So in a sense, you really are caring for your family and caring for your responsibilities by caring for yourself. But you have to plan for it, because that means, especially when I was working out in the gym, especially because you got to have a whole other set of clothes. But if you're going to just walk after work, you got to remember to put your shoes in the car. You got to remember, to make that time. You got to choose a safe route, find a walking buddy, those types of things. But it's not selfish. It's self-care. That's why they call it self-care, So
what will you say to the person that it's easier for us to buy neck bones than to buy organic chicken?
Right.
Especially in days and times like this. It's easier to do that.
I say to people, okay, everything has a cost, right? And especially, so first I want to deal with cost factor that might seem cheaper because the neck bones are on sale and the organic chicken is $8 a pound. But really, do you want to pay on the front end or the back end? Because you're going to pay for it either way, you know? So either you say, I'm going to invest on the front end in healthier foods, and that can take some learning. There's a learning curve to understanding how to make this chicken taste good. What spices can I use? When you start using fresh fruits and vegetables, stuff that doesn't have all these preservatives, that stuff goes bad faster. You got to figure out, how do I preserve all of that stuff to make sure that I haven't wasted my money? How do I develop a taste for not all these sauces, not all this salt? Today, I had a salad that had no dressing on it. And I absolutely enjoyed. Look at the look on your face. I'm telling you. If you put the right toppings on your salad, like whether you put whether it's nuts or dried fruit or lettuce or cut up a pepper or something like that, you would be surprised how good a natural tasting vegetable is. Loretta, take that look off your face. Try it. You would be surprised. You would be surprised. But you know why? But you bring up a good point. Now, the lettuce on there, it was good quality lettuce. It was not like iceberg lettuce. I can see why people, when you don't have the right vegetables on a salad, I can see why people say, well, it needs something. But when you get try different types of lettuce, butter lettuce or the romaine or something like that, good quality vegetables, you would be surprised how good they are. Peppers, green peppers, but you can get them red, yellow, orange, those type of things. Those peppers are just as sweet by themselves. They don't need anything else. But if you do put dressing on, let's just use that as an example. If you do put dressing on a salad, you don't have to drown it. Just get it where you can taste it, So well, there are different habits. So that's one thing as far as cost and all of that. But then there's tradition. See, here's the other thing. And that's why I'm so glad that you started off talking about this cookbook, because let's say you've got a favorite recipe that your grandmother or your mother taught you how to cook, passed it down. It almost feels like, am I dishonoring the ancestors if I change this, if I don't eat what they had before? But here's the thing. People who sacrifice so that you could have a good life want you to live it more abundantly.
Yes.
And you know better, you do better when you know better. So back then, maybe some of the lesser, healthier ingredients is all they had. Now we have a choice. Now we know better what this is doing to our bodies. So we can still enjoy some of that tradition. It doesn't always have to be food related, or we make some of those simple tweaks like we did out of that cookbook, and you're still enjoying those family meals, but in a healthier way.
Elaine says stress can do a deal of damage to your body.
Oh, absolutely.
Woo,
Elaine, you have said a mouthful.
Yes.
Because I'm going to tell you, in addition to stress, not sleeping. I saw somebody else had mentioned menopause. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's amazing. That's something else that can keep the weight on you and keep that belly fat is not getting a good night's sleep. So that means what? Cutting off that screen time early. Some people like to fall asleep to the television. If you can bear it, don't do it. Set the temperature right. Prioritize going to bed. It's okay if you don't stay up to watch the news, okay? It's okay. When your body tells you to rest, get on in the bed, and make sure that you get that sleep. It's not being lazy. It's not wasting time. You need to invest in yourself with that sleep and with the stress. Now, walking will help with that. Like when people, I just need to take a walk to clear my mind. You'd be surprised how much better you feel if you just get up and move, or you prioritize that physical activity. It'll help with that stress.
Michelle, can you see this?
Yes, I realized I was not taking care of myself when I was driving, and was, oh my gosh, having a heart attack while I was driving. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when I got to the hospital, I had to go to surgery immediately, and laid with three stents in my heart. While I was at the hospital, that was where they only had cardiac diet food. Oh, since I have been home, it's the only thing that I eat. I lost weight from 289 to 205. Congratulations, Brenda. I am taking good care of myself now, and I just can't lose. I just can't lose the stomach. Yeah, still got to work on that, but that is fantastic progress. That is fantastic.
Yes.
And let me tell you something about what Brenda said. Beans can be very tasty on a salad. See, Elaine knows what I'm talking about. It's very good. But, and by the way, Elaine, sorry, I have interview ADHD. But where Elaine was talking about beans on a salad, that can help make the salad feel more like a meal and not a side. You want a salad that kind of can sustain you. Stuff like that is super helpful. But back to what Brenda was saying, that story is actually not unusual for women. Loretta, you know how we are. We're so focused on everything else and our responsibilities. I can't tell you how many stories I've heard of women who are having heart attacks or in cardiac stress. They go into work, they're dropping the kids off at school. They're like, what are you doing? But number one, we don't know the signs of stroke and heart attack. So you really got to have that. But then two, We ignore it. We know I'm feeling lightheaded. I have a headache, or I'm just going to ignore it. My arm is hurting, which is not always. I know that's the one thing that people say, oh, my arm's not hurting. So that doesn't mean, listen, there's all kinds of symptoms. But if you don't feel right, pay attention to that. I'll tell you a quick story about a coworker, and she's right there at the DHEC offices now. She was feeling out of sorts, lightheaded and everything. We have a nurse on staff. I went by her desk, and she had a look on her face, and I said, well, what's wrong? And then she was trying to tell me that she wasn't feeling well. She kind of felt out of sorts. And I said, well, let me get somebody. And she's like, no, I don't want to bother anybody. She was embarrassed to need help. Let's do away with that. If you're in distress, it's okay to, as I told her, I would rather the nurse come to you and go, girl, that was nothing, or that was just indigestion, than for you to sit here and have a heart attack and nobody did anything.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. Your listeners, your viewers are absolutely fantastic. They are on top of a lot of what we talk about.
Well, what we try to do is give them education and stuff. And some things it's right at the tip, but we don't want to accept it.
Yeah. And I mean, look at me. I'm no skinny mini. I'm living proof of how stress, age, because as I tell people, as you get older, the list of what you used to be able to do or how you used to be able to act, totally, it gets longer and longer. And I used to have a metabolism that was my friend. And so I could eat and keep on going. I didn't gain weight, all of that. Well, get older, menopause, having children, all of these types of things can change your body. And doing that sort of thing and not paying attention to it, you pack on a few pounds every year, you look up, you done gained 60, 70 pounds.
Yes.
I gained over 40 pounds, over 40 pounds sitting here at home with COVID. And I was already had weight to lose, but at least I was active. Became sedentary and gained over 40 pounds. And it was like, when did all of that happen? But it just crept up. Yeah.
I know you got to go, but y'all
spend a few more minutes. Your listeners are fantastic.
This book right here helped me to become free of being a pre-diabetic.
That is a testimony.
Follow the guidelines in this book. And I'm telling you, like tomorrow I am going to make that Mexican cornbread.
Oh, you need to take a picture of that. Post that.
The cauliflower and make mashed potatoes.
Listen, Loretta, I need somebody to testify to that. People do not understand how good and versatile cauliflower is. You talked about the air fryer. Some of your viewers have talked about the air fryer. If you don't have one, and I don't work for any air frying company, but if you don't have one, please go get that. We one of the things that we have at DHEC, I'll have to dig it up and see if I can have it for your viewers, where we talk about alternatives to salt. Some of the first stuff that we do, mostly because it's cheap, and that's what we were taught to do. We'll pick up that salt. We'll pick up onion salt, garlic salt, these types of seasoning salt. And it's like, wait a minute. There's all types of herbs and spices. And here's what I tell people. People will try one or two, and maybe that third one, they're like, oh, I didn't like that. Okay, well, keep on going. That's fine. Set that one aside. You didn't care for that one. But there's all kinds of guidelines. Now, I'm no TikTok fan or whatever, but when you go online, you can find all sorts of tasty recipes, vegan, vegetarian, healthy alternatives, all kinds of things. So let me see here. There's a lot.
Tracy said, this is so true. We don't pay attention to the signs of things. I was on my way from New York to North Carolina and had pain under my left side. And I think, okay, here she said, then I found out I had to go to the hospital Mother's Day for blood clots. Oh.
Loretta, I'm going to tell you something. And thank goodness you were all right. But I'm going to tell you that it is important to pay attention. As we get older, our bodies are just not going to tolerate what they used to. So, one of the best things, and I have said this before, and I mean this, clean living, it means something. When we're talking about, if you smoke, let me lean into the stop smoking. If you smoke, stop smoking.
Yes.
Because smoking will tear through your body. If you drink, Trust me when I tell you, these types of things tear through your body. And then we wonder why something that seemed little, I got a cold or I got the flu. How did that knock me out? It knocked you out because you weren't already 100%, you know? And and here's the other thing, because the Great American Smokeout is coming up November 17th. We'll be partnering with our tobacco division about that. But the CDC now says there is a direct link between smoking and diabetes.
What?
The first time I had to go look that up because I didn't believe it was somebody's. I said a direct link between smoking and diabetes. Like cauliflower, potato salad, and mac and cheese. Oh, that does sound
yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. I'm trying to tell you, it's good. I've tried it.
I'm telling you. And what's great about it is this. There are so many wonderful vegan restaurants and things now, so that if you don't know how to fix it or want to try it as a side before you invest in it, go to some of these restaurants. You'd be surprised how good that stuff is.
Miss Mickey Martin said, and this is why I want to read this. She said her father used to make Mexican cornbread. He lived till he was 104.
Come on now.
He just passed away a couple of weeks ago.
Really? Oh, and I'm sorry to hear her loss, but that's a fantastic testimony of a life. And you know why? Let me tell you something. Do you know why that generation lived longer too? Now, granted, they didn't have always the best access to healthcare. They didn't always have the finer cuts of food, but what they did understand was a lot of clean living. Many times people worked a lot more physically, so they got out there with that physical activity, and they wasn't stressing about everything in this world. Whoever said it, one of your viewers said, that stress will put you in the ground. You have got to manage your stress.
You got to, and see, stress, I was shut down.
Yeah.
My family will tell you that. Because see, I don't think right when I'm stressed out.
A lot of people don't. Yeah.
I don't think right. You know, you think all kind of crazy stuff. So I have to shut down.
Yeah.
I have to shut down. Somebody had wrote, hey Cheryl, what about get a George Foreman grill?
You know what? If that will work, those are convenient. And if that will work to help you grill foods instead of frying them, absolutely. I've got no problem with the George Foreman grill. And a lot of I think they have it where with that grill, like non-stick, where you don't have to use a lot of oil and stuff like that. That's fantastic. Whatever work. My thing is, whatever kitchen tool works for you. You don't have to have a gadget, but these things are super nice. People are coming up to the holidays. Make your Christmas list. As we get older, we don't need a bunch of little other stuff. Tell somebody, I like a George Foreman grill. I want an air fryer. Let people know you want healthy stuff.
LaTracy said she remember when her mother was 50, she was still moving like a young woman, but now at 50, her body is breaking down.
LaTracy, that is my testimony. Do you hear me? I have a 93. She's 90. Well, she's probably 94. My grandmother's sister, and sister, we call her sister. We're so inventive. We call her sister, but she gets around and she does her thing. And I was like, I am half her age and feel like I'm about to fall on the floor. What in the world? But part of it is because we don't move. I will tell anybody, just today, I'm sitting in front of my computer, and it can happen before you know it. I'm sitting in front of my computer, and the more I feel like I'm getting something done, the longer I sit there. I stand up after about 3 or 4 hours and my body is like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
If you have not heard the terms, sitting is the new smoking. Even if you don't smoke, if you sit all day, you're tearing your body up the same way as if you smoke. So make an excuse to, make it a point to get up and walk around.
And Michelle, in the older days when our parents would come, they didn't sit in the house all day.
That's right.
They didn't sit. They raked the yards. They worked in the flower garden. I mean, all kind of stuff. But we don't. We sit in the house. That's what we do.
And if you stop and think about it, it's so nice to have all of these gadgets. The vacuum cleaner that'll run itself. The this and that'll run itself. You see, my oven's going off. Listen, okay. I'm real life Slifer family because I told my mother before I started this interview that I had an interview, and she was still in here calling my sister. But anyway, but yeah, we have all these fancy gadgets. But then we stop and think about it. That sweeping of the floor, that vacuuming, that doing all the manual stuff, that was physical activity. We don't do none of that these days. You know what I mean? We have all these machines that do stuff for us. So we have got to get to the point. Stop and think about it. When you were growing up, Was there any restaurant that had a drive-through?
No.
Okay. And so now, because I won't lie to you, I'm one of these people sometimes too. Let me think of what I want to eat is based on whether I have to get out of the car.
I do it all the time. I don't want to get out. I'll drive from Hardin Street to Northeast to get me something to eat to go through a drive-through.
But it's simple things like that add up. And someone, because Elaine was saying, yes, my grandmother, everybody used to have a garden. Now, let me tell you why that's smart. Number one, because gardening is physical activity. Number two, because when you get that, like her tomatoes tasted so fresh, and her collard greens and all that tasted so fresh. Why? Because it came right out of her garden. So now we call it a fancy farm to table type of stuff. But even if you don't want to invest in a garden, going out to the farmer's market, oh my gosh, would be fantastic. That homegrown stuff that is right straight off the farm. Because nowadays, it is something else. I'm gonna get a little deep on you, where we have gotten to the point now, if you've noticed, we can eat our favorite food, whatever it is, year round, regardless of what season. Because if it's not growing here in season, it's growing somewhere in the world in season, and they just bring it in. Well, that keeps us stuck on some of the same stuff. Maybe we need to rotate, because see, I think that's another thing that our forefathers had on us, where they didn't get vegetables from all over the world or food. So when it was out of season, they went to other stuff and rotated out. So but we have to learn to get our palate back to that, and it can be done. It can totally be done.
Well, now I'm gonna tell you what I told my dietitian. I said that stuff is too high for me being on a fixed income.
What is too high?
The going and buying all them vegetables and stuff. So she said, so what do? I said, I buy the frozen ones. I put them in a drainer and I wash it just like if I'm washing the fresh ones. I said I do it at least 3 or 4 times, and then I reseason it. No,
that's excellent. I'm glad you brought that up, because if you have to choose, but like if you don't go to the farmer's market or don't grow your own, and you think, okay, what's the best alternative? Frozen is fantastic, actually over canned, because canning normally has added sodium and different things like that. But regardless, whether it came out of the can, whether it's frozen, you wash it good. And like you say, you just season it. Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. That's an excellent way, especially if it's you by yourself, because you're thinking, what am I gonna, grow 15 tomatoes for? It's me by myself. So yeah, you can get these things, the carrots, all of that stuff, and you have a freezer full of vegetables. And when you need them, you got them right there.
Got them right there. Elaine Hopkins, Lord have mercy, bless your heart. Before becoming a vegan, I almost was in a dress size of 26, but slowly in about a year and a half, I was a size 10 dress. Girl, you better put them clothes on over here to me.
Okay, and that wasn't even slowly. A year and a half, and she went from a 26 to a 10. Elaine, that's a testimony. But that is fantastic. And for folks that are listening, if you think, I don't know if I can go straight vegan, or I don't know if I can go straight vegetarian, just have sometimes, like people do the meatless Mondays. You've heard of that phrase? So people say, okay, well, just cut out. You don't have to have meat at every meal. You don't have to always cut everything out. People, I love desserts. You can have a dessert occasionally. Just don't have a dessert after breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. And just like I was telling you before, trust me when I tell you, when you get to the point where you're eating less salt, less sugar, your palate changes. Yes. And after a while, all that sweet chemically stuff will be too sweet for you. And you'll be able to realize, like, you can eat an orange and go, this is the sweetest orange I've ever tasted, because your palate is being trained,
I don't like sugar, so I use sweet and low. Okay. So if I make a mistake, if I go somewhere and I order tea and it's regular tea, it's just too sweet. I have to pour it out because I've gotten away from sugar.
That is fantastic. And you bring up another point, made me think about it. People have said, well, I want to be able to go out with my friends. We're just getting back after the pandemic. I'd like to go to lunch, but these places don't always have what I can eat. Bring some of that stuff with you. I know a lot of people who bring certain condiments with them because they know that the place is not going to have it. So learn. And here's the other thing, plan ahead. If you want healthy eating, plan ahead, because you can, most of the restaurants, especially chain restaurants, but even the local ones, you can go online and find their menus. So you can choose long before you get there, what's the healthiest thing for me to eat. So when you get there, all you're concentrating on is being with your friends and family, and you already know what you can order that won't take you out of your healthy eating plan.
But you know what, Michelle, I've lost 125 pounds.
Loretta, have you really?
Yeah, but I eat anything I want. I pretty much eat anything I want. I just eat it in moderation.
In moderation. Well, and that's the truth. That's the truth. So you don't have to give up everything. But like I tell people, and weight loss is fantastic. That's great. But of course, we're looking at things like cholesterol and sodium level and da. So lots of different factors. So the more you can get off that processed food, the more you can get away from the fried foods, fried in oil. The air fryer, like I said, is a great alternative. The more you can get away from those sugary foods. I mean, but if I, Lord, hear me, if I could ever lose my taste for sugar, but the better off you'll be when it comes to getting closer to that. You'd be surprised how much that can affect your eating plan just by making those simple changes.
Well, Michelle, you need to try a pound cake with no sugar.
Really? Okay.
Like they put like a sweet and low or something in it. At first, I did not like it.
Okay.
I really didn't. To me, that was the nastiest thing I ever had. But now I don't want it real sweet.
Right. Oh, that's just what I was saying. You lose your taste for it. Yeah. And you know, you bring up something else that made me think, see, Loretta, you're so smart. But my dad was a diabetic. And in the 70s, when I was growing up, diabetic food tasted horrible. It was horrible. And they had very few options. Now you can find all sorts of options and the food tastes fantastic. So definitely just try it. Oh, somebody said, well, Verna said, I just did a 10-day no meat. I can go without meat. Fantastic, Verna. And people, just challenge yourself. You can. You would be surprised and how satisfied you get with, by not having meat. There have been people who, at certain times of year, people do the Daniel fast. So they go again, or whether they're giving up things for Lent or whatever. Extend those things. If you can do it for a certain amount of time, you can continue to do it. And every day you make a healthy choice, that's a great day.
I can take, a can of pork and beans, a small can, fried red onions, because that's the only kind of onions I eat. Fry them on my stovetop grill, and then a yellow pepper and an orange pepper. I don't eat the green ones. And then it'll make them beans taste, like you in some gourmet shop. Seriously.
Yeah. And there's something, and I want to go. I don't want to sleep those peppers. For folks that may have only been eating green peppers, the yellow, the red, the orange, those peppers are fantastic.
Yes.
You'd be surprised. You could. I have had them like on a veggie tray before. You slice those things up, you can just eat them straight. They are fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. We're talking to Michelle Harris, In It Together, South Carolina. We're talking about diabetes, preventing diabetes, keeping yourself healthy. And we're giving you all the information we can give you. Melissa said, I need help. I like sweets. That's my weakness. I try to balance. I was born in Alabama. My dad always had a garden. Melissa, you can do it. If somebody bake you a cake, you slice that cake up and put it in sandwich bags. Don't you eat the whole cake at one time like I used to do?
Okay, come on.
I was going to eat at least half of it at one time. But when you slice it up, make sure it's good and frozen before you start eating it. Because if it's frozen, you can't go back to it till the next day.
Right.
Yeah. But see, we don't realize that.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing that's fantastic. First of all, one of the things that we do, I know, especially at work, if somebody bakes you a cake because it's your birthday or something special, we have the great cake giveaway. We try to make sure, take it at home with me. Don't give it to me. So take less of it. The economist in us will tell us, oh my gosh, I have to buy the biggest size because that's the best value. Not if it's something that you really know you're not supposed to be eating. Buy that smaller portion so that you don't even have it there to eat. But if you do have a larger portion of something, section it off, put it away, give it away. And you would be surprised then you get the satisfaction. Our minds tell us and most of us have been trained. Finish your portions, finish your plate. If it's sitting in front of you, you need to eat it. So if you start off with less in front of you, mentally, you're okay with eating less. It does work.
Now, another thing, and I'm, I've got to say this. I've got to share. Depression will make you eat more.
Come on now.
It'll make you eat more. So what my doctor told me, okay, until you get over this depression, get you some baby carrots.
Right.
Get you some of those small tomatoes. Eat healthy stuff. If you feel like you just got to keep feeding that crave, eat healthy stuff instead of me going down to Cookout and buying me a double cheeseburger and them sweet potato fries and all that kind of stuff like that. You know?
I appreciate you being transparent, Loretta, because that's the truth. I'm the kind of person that, especially if I'm working on a big project and it's stressful, it's something about being able to crunch. Before, I would get a bag of chips, and it could be the big party bag. But if I'm working and I'm crunching. So those baby carrots are a lifesaver. Those, and if you've ever seen the snap peas, the snap green peas, those are fantastic to eat. People might think that's odd. Try them. And so it's something very satisfying about that crunch. But the vegetables you can eat, you can get full, and it's guilt-free.
And I just put the website up there again where you can go and you can find out a lot of vital information about what we're talking about tonight. But if you want help from not being a diabetic or getting to be a diabetic, go on YouTube and look up diabetes, and you see them have them people arms messed up when they have to get them needles in there. And then I looked at that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And they move all over the body when the port gets stopped up. That's enough right there. I know somebody that's experiencing that now. And that when they have to keep poking your body because they can't get, that's something for all of us to look at. And I do not want, oh bless, she gonna make me cry. She says she need help.
Well, Mabel, if she able to come out on the 24th, first of all, go to the website.
I think she's in Alabama, I think.
Is she? Okay. But I'm gonna tell you, Ms. Mabel, let me tell you this now. If in even every state, because again, working with DHEC in the Division of Diabetes and Heart Disease Management, your either state health department or local health department, many times they can point you towards free resources. For us, I know because the grant funds that we're using to support all of these efforts come from CDC. CDC gives grant funds to all the states. So no matter where you have viewers who are listening, somebody.
She's in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
North Carolina, let me tell you, Ms. Mabel, North Carolina has excellent diabetes prevention programs. So go to the North Carolina Health Department, their website. They will be able to direct you, or the local health department there. They can get you together with it because CDC supports what they call the National Diabetes Prevention Program, NDPP, and they support it in all 50 states in one form or another. And for South Carolinians, what we do is help provide the curriculum. We help train the lifestyle coaches, and we help them support. It's a year-long program, but it really does work. So no matter what state you're in, and you can go, okay, you say, well, this is nothing. Wherever I live, there's just nothing. Go to the CDC website, cdc.gov, or you can just Google CDC and then diabetes prevention, and you can get to their website. Like you mentioned before, there's all types of videos from people whose information you can trust. I tell people, don't get your doctors off of TikTok. Okay, make sure you go where you can trust. If it's not CDC, go to the health department, go to a hospital website, go someplace that's trusted. And you Duke University is there in North Carolina. Go someplace that's trusted, get you some good information, and you can find some diabetes prevention literature. You can find some recipes. You can find support. You can find online support. That's something that COVID taught a lot of people. Things that before had to be done in person. People are like, oh, it won't work online. You'd be surprised. When online is all you have, it works online.
Let me ask you this. Verna said depression, it is real. Yes, I need help. Is there any way that you can tie this segment into another segment and you can get like a panel? You come back with diabetes and heart and how it would affect you physically and also mentally. Is there any way you can get You can set up.
Let me see about pulling some folks together, because I will tell you this, because Verna is right, and what you have mentioned is correct. Your mental health is affected by your physical health. It is absolutely true, because even people have what they call diagnosis. They need diagnosis counseling, right? If they've been told, let's say you've just been told that you have diabetes, or you've been told that you have cancer or something, that can be very depressing. It can make you spiral. So we can absolutely work on helping to get that type of panel together. And if you go to endittogethersc.org and talk about how to become a member of the Diabetes Action Council of South Carolina, it does connect you to all sorts of professionals, because we have hospital systems. Like I said, DHEC is a part of it, lots of physicians. So yeah, we can definitely, but let's work on putting that show together, because it's real. And I appreciate people being real. There's no need to try to, we talk about sugar, but don't need to try to sugarcoat this, because, and life can be good and stressful. When you're doing multi-generational living, you're caring for aging parents, you got children you're caring for yourself, you got job stress, you got, could be in a neighborhood type of situation, anything where real life is affecting you, it affects you mentally and it affects you physically. So we can definitely do that.
What will you say to the person? And I know you got to go.
Listen, I said, Loretta's going to keep me here and hold out. That's fine. Go ahead.
What will you say to a person who's a diabetic, but they still drink?
Drink alcohol? Listen, let me say to you, you are not helping yourself at all. Even if you are in the perfect state of health, alcohol has a negative effect on your body. But when you are diabetic, the sugars in that alcohol going straight into your bloodstream, it is not good for you at all. So there are, just like for people who smoke, it's easy to say stop smoking. It may be more difficult to do. You need support. So I would say to them, seek out support to help you with that drinking, because you got to stop drinking. Diabetes in and of itself is tearing up your body. So don't add fuel to the fire with alcohol. But if you need help, doesn't mean that you're an alcoholic. It just means that, if you've gone to that as a crutch to say, hey, this helps relax me, or this is how I loosen up to have a good time, find some help to get you off of that, because it is not harmless. Okay. When people say, oh, it's no big deal. It is a big deal, especially if you have diabetes.
Freddie said he would love for you to get that panel together. People have questions. People want to know, and it would be good, because knowledge is power. And if we have the knowledge and we don't get it together, for people, to help people, because I'm telling you, I just keep going back to this book, and I know you don't want me to do that because you don't have so many, but I really didn't realize it was so good. I really did.
And you picked that up at an In It Together program, did you not?
I did. At a gospel program, I got this book.
Yeah,
and
that is fantastic.
It was just, I picked that thing up. I said, if you got the right seasoning, the spices, you don't miss a beat.
Come on now. You don't miss it at all. And you know what, Loretta? And what's great about it is I'll be able to go back and let people know that you have a very engaged, active audience, and we'll be happy to try to work that out, to put that together, because we do that sort of thing all the time anyway. We have those subject matter experts. So yeah, we can get some things together to make sure that we can answer people's questions. If people want to submit some questions ahead of time too, that way we know kind of who we need to pull together or get those answers for you, be happy to do it.
Well, one of the biggest things that I've experienced here on the show, people are stressed. People don't have money.
Right.
High bills, high gas. You don't know whether you can walk out the door, you're going to get shot. You don't know when you go home. Go to work if you're going to make it back. People, it's just a stressful time. So stress leads to other things that take place in your body. And so while we are learning about how we should cook our food, we also got to learn how to cope mentally.
Absolutely. Let me say this to you. I'm so glad that you said that, because this is real life. I literally said to somebody today, because Monday hit me like a freight train. I can't begin the email box just popping up. People coming in the door left and right. And I said to somebody else, I said, I would need to smoke or drink, except I don't smoke or drink. Oh my gosh. It was so much going on.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I did was I said, okay, let me unplug. Let me take a break. The emails are going to be there. I'm going to step back. If you're guilty of eating at your desk, if you still eat in your workspace, turn away from the computer. Don't eat while you're doing your work, because that does not help. Mentally, take a break. I'm big on relationship. If there's somebody who you enjoy talking to them, they're soothing to you, they've got great answers, they make you laugh, connect with that person, make time for stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell you what, the thing that I do that helps me helps me deal with the stress is I compartmentalize. Like, I'm not going to worry about that bill that's due on Friday. I got stuff that I need to worry about today. So I'm not going to I can't also take that on. So I put that on the shelf and be like, we'll deal with that as we get closer. I can't deal with that right now. But the thing that helps me not to stress as much is to come up with solutions. I sit and I just think, all right, how can we address these different things? And I will tell you what, when people talk, because I was so glad to hear physicians say this, when they talk about the power of prayer, they were like, prayer is therapy. You understand what I'm saying? Prayer is therapy. So when you're thinking, I'm just praying, and sometimes even as believers, we get very frustrated because we feel like we're praying and it does the same problem still. But the prayer in and of itself is stress relieving, you know? So, and again, going back to that physical activity, you might want to take the ice cream bucket and sit on the couch, but that will make you feel worse. You'd be surprised. You drink some water, you take a good walk, you know, you eat an apple instead of a big old slice of apple pie. You would be shocked at how much better you feel. And the person would say drama-free is good. Absolutely. Just because somebody is family, friend, whatever, doesn't mean you have to get caught up in their drama. So it's literally, you're doing it for your health to stay away from it.
Well, Michelle, we certainly do want you to schedule that. Schedule another show. Invite some more people. Make sure to let me know what type of people so I can properly promote it and let people know. Because this information tonight has been vital. And you know, people have so many questions. I was just so happy to tell people, you know, I don't have to worry about being a pre-diabetic, and I'm gonna do everything I can to try to hold that. Now I got to work on them Sonic sodas.
Yeah.
I got to watch them. I got to do that. But now the limeade is doing really, really good. That's what I got in my cup right now. It's limeade.
But you know, everything in moderation. That was the other thing that I was going to tell you. I'm the kind of person that when I'm super stressed, I can't think about going on a super strict diet, right? I can't think about all of this food prepping, and all of that becomes like, oh my gosh. So I decide, let me find some simple things that I can do. Replace the sodas and stuff with water. Let me, you know, like I said, with the salad, let me enjoy it natural and not douse it in dressing. Let me go from baked to fried. From fried to go the other way. Fried to baked, you know, that type of thing. Let me do that. And that's enough right now, because I can't think about going vegan or going vegetarian or whatever else. I can't, if I've got all of these things going on in front of me. So sometimes you have to give yourself a little grace. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel in one day, you know?
She said, what about yogurt and applesauce?
Okay. So Miss Mabel, that's a great question. Yogurt, well, the problem with yogurt in the United States, because I've heard people internationally say this, we kind of treat yogurt like it's a dessert. Our yogurt is super, super sweet. So yogurt, just grabbing some fruit-filled yogurt, you turn that around, it's got all kinds of sugar in it. What I tell people is, if yogurt is something that you really like, and real yogurt can have good cultures, you know, gut flora and all that kind of stuff that will be good for you. What I tell people is this: you would do better buying plain yogurt and adding your own fruit, or adding real vanilla flavor to it and get that taste than it would be to buy fruit-filled yogurt or yogurt with vanilla in it because of the sugars. And then what was it? It was yogurt and what was it? Oh, applesauce.
Applesauce.
Okay.
Unsweetened applesauce.
I was about to say, if you buy it without all the additives and all the flavors, it can be a good snack. But again, think about doing the apple versus the applesauce. But I will say this: before you grab a candy bar, Absolutely. Get the unsweetened applesauce, carry the little cup with you, very convenient. So yeah, you can make those things as healthy as possible.
Look, Tracy, this is lime and water. Lime and water. That's all it is. But there's another thing that they can do. Get that crushed ice from Sonic, not the drink.
Mm-hmm.
Cut you up some apples and some bananas and some strawberries and put it in the blender. And that's your yogurt.
Let me tell you something. That's it. And the smoothie, like you say, they've got the little on-the-go ones now. Take them to work, all of that. You would be surprised. That stuff tastes so good.
Michelle, that's one for you right there.
Yeah, what can you do if you're taking care of someone with dementia and you find yourself eating more at night and early in the morning? Well, bless you, first of all, bless you, because that is, first of all, recognize that that's a stressful situation. Give yourself some grace when it comes to that. And my advice would be to go back to something we talked about earlier. Don't have the chips and the brownies and the cookies in the house because that's what you're going to eat. If it's okay if you're kind of stress eating, but you're stress eating the carrots, the celery, the healthy stuff, that's probably my best advice. If you find yourself up at night, and again, prioritize that sleep. Many times we will overeat in situations like that because we're tired. So if you're in a caregiving situation, build in relief. You heard me mention my mother being here. We're doing the multi-generational living. And for a time, my sister is here. And that's part of the reason why, because we're sharing responsibilities. You know what I mean? And so do not be the superhero. Do not be the only one who's willing. If this family won't help, church, family, neighborhood, reach out to respite care. Sometimes there are respite care facilities and things around, or services in your area, and build that in. You are not being selfish by taking that time to rest and rejuvenate yourself.
Wow, this has been so good. Now Elaine said it sounds strange, but baby applesauce is good. I eat baby food a lot.
Well, you know what? And they don't put nearly as many additives. People want the pure stuff for their babies. So you're right. Yeah. Well, good. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Evangelist Staley, I'm telling you, this has been so good. But I want you for the month of October. I know you got a lot to do, but pull it together. And as soon as you get it together, just shoot me the email. I'll make it that flyer. I'll make the flyer and I'll begin promoting.
Make it happen. Okay.
This has been really, really good. And I know I got about 10 books. I'm sorry, right? But I know.
Listen, send me the addresses. We'll do the best we can to make sure we fill it. Because I'm gonna tell them, I'm like, Loretta's audience was on fire now. But so it's a couple of things that I want you all to do. If you're on Facebook, look up In It Together SC on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. You'll go to the website because we have two important things coming up. This Saturday, if you're in the Midlands area, join us at Segra Park starting at 8 o'clock. The walk kicks off at 9, completely self-paced. It's our diabetes awareness walk. You can learn about a lot of resources that we have available for you because we're happy to help with that. And then October 14th, so we'll work on the panel after October 14th because October 14th is Diabetes Awareness Day at the South Carolina State Fair. So
if you want to send me something, you want me to promote that?
Absolutely. Okay. Yes.
Do you have a commercial on it?
We don't have a commercial yet, but we're going to get that together right after the walk. We'll get all that together, but we'll definitely get you a flyer, Loretta. Fantastic. Because again, you've just been such a wonderful partner, and we just could not be more thrilled with our partnership. We appreciate you with your testimony and with your community outreach.
Okay. Well, that's it for you. I got another interview waiting, but that's it for you. And this lady out of Patterson, New Jersey says she want a book too.
Loretta,
don't show that book no more. Got you in trouble.
Don't show that book no more. But send the addresses. We'll do the best we can to fulfill everybody. And again, we want the information out there. So even though we're DHEC for South Carolina, we know you got listeners all over. So, but don't show the book no more.
Okay. Okay. I won't show the book no more.
All right.
Okay. But thank you so much. We're gonna interview someone else right now. But thank you. Get me the information for October 14th. Put the panel together, and I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Absolutely wonderful. And thank you guys for being such a fantastic audience. I appreciate it.
Okay, now I don't know how to take you off. So
let me see. I think you have to take me out of the stream.
Let's see here. Listen, I got you.
From the screen.
I got you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we got this beautiful lady right here. And she is recording artist Angela Bonaparte. How you doing, Angela? How you
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us. You've been waiting in the backdrop for a minute. But we want to give you an opportunity because you have something big that's coming up on this coming Saturday. And I got it saved. It's the rebirth relaunch of Angela Bonaparte. Free food, free produce, first come, first serve. It's going to be in Richland, South Carolina. The doors open at 4 and the service starts at 4:45. Donation is only $15. Listen, I ain't never been to a gospel program where free food was going to be given away in my life. I ain't never been to one. So this is going to be the first.
Yeah. I love giving back to my community. And these days and times, it's best to give back.
So tell us a little bit about Angela Bonaparte and Company.
All right. Well, Angela Bonaparte and Company, I have been singing a while. And I have a powerful group of people that's behind me that really have their own ministry. And they help me along the way. And I'm so grateful to have them a part of the team. Like I said, we've been singing a while, but I'm just getting noticed as the year go along. But this ministry is a ministry that loves to go and help, go to nursing homes, go to schools, and give back to the community.
Well, Angela, I'm putting your information in here. So while I'm putting it in here, you make sure to keep talking now.
Okay. Yep. So September 24th, yes, it's going to be produce there. Right now, I think we got enough to feed at least about 150, or right at 150 family. Yeah, and it's going to be like all different type of vegetables, carrots, broccoli, I think spinach, all different type of produce. And it's first come, first serve.
Well, what about the people who are going to be in the inside eating?
Okay, well, that also too is going to, I have, sometime when you open your mouth, you don't know how you're going to get blessed. And I opened my mouth and because I said, well, I'm giving away produce, but I want to give away food. And the funeral home out of Hilton Head, South Carolina, they donated hamburgers and hot dogs for me. So he's like, sell them. I was like, no, you're giving them to me, so I'm gonna give them away. And so I got a young man that's gonna come and grill the hamburgers and hot dogs for me, and I'm gonna give them away. And you have to be there early enough to get your free hamburgers and hot dogs. You can't take that inside of the center.
Oh, well, how many eat my chicken feet?
The chicken feet is the special guest that goes in the back.
Okay, I got you. She fixing me some chicken feet. Now, chicken feet is not fattening, because they ain't only got a meat on them, but they are going to be so good. So I got to sit out there and eat my chicken feet?
No, that's inside.
That's inside.
And hot dogs. Yeah, the hamburgers and hot dogs are for my guests that's coming to enjoy themselves at the concert. I have a special guest because also September 24th is my son's birthday, but this year it don't fall on my birthday. So my birthday is the 29th. So my guests, which is my group, they'll be able to go in the back and have dinner with me.
Oh, okay. So I got to sit in there with the groups and eat chicken feet?
No, you can sit wherever you want to sit.
Oh, you know how you eat that stuff, and everybody, you don't want the groups to see how you really just. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand, but they're going to see me. I'm going to eat that bone up.
This is what type of person she is, y'all. I met Angela, golly, how long it's been? About 8 or 9 years ago?
Yep.
And
I was
met
a
her.
little girl.
Called me about her CD, and I said, come on to the radio and I'll do an interview with you. And we've been rocking ever since.
Yep.
We've been rocking ever since.
We have.
And I mean, what you see, I just put Angela Bonaparte and Company is available for booking all type of events. Let me tell you something about Angela. When she come to your event, it's ministry for her. It's not going to be entertainment. It's ministry. She's going to give it 100%. She don't just do quartet concerts, but she go to churches. Like she said, she go to nursing homes. And now, she ain't gonna come free because it takes gas, and also she got to pay musicians, but she's not gonna give you a ridiculous price, is what I'm saying. She's very reasonable, and I would love for some of you to bring her to your city, because if I recommend her, you got to believe that she's good, because I don't recommend anybody. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't care how good they can sing, how good they can dance. It's just some people I'm not going to recommend. But this is one young lady that I will highly recommend that you bring. If you need somebody for your church anniversary, for your missionaries, just anything like that, then I encourage you to get her, because what you see tonight is what you get.
Yes, yes. I appreciate that. I highly appreciate that. I mean, we love going, and I love to see people smile. It's not about the cost. But of course, I have to pay the guys and the girls my background to get there, and a lot of time I wouldn't take nothing. I wouldn't take nothing because I love doing what I do.
Yeah. And that's why God continued to bless you like He do, because it's not an all about me thing with you.
Right? No.
You understand?
And you will see that September, the Saturday coming, you'll see that. Because my crew, when I said, okay, sing, they'd be like, sing. A lot of artists don't want their background to sing because they want to be the center of the attention. That's not me. Everybody have a voice. We all in this together. My name may be Angela Bonaparte and Company, but I can't move without you. And we are a ministry, not just my ministry. We are a ministry.
So if someone said to you, Angela, what makes you different than any other group, what would you say to them?
I'm not in there to book another show. I'm not coming to a program to see how much I can get as a follower. I'm a lot of people tells me now, well, you don't get booked because you don't do runs. Well, I'm not a follower. I'm not going to talk about Jesus I'm not going to do that all night long. I'm just going to sing. I'm just going to do what God allowed me to do. I know how to stay in my lane. I'm not a preacher. I'm not going to get up there and preach. I'm not a driver. I'm not going to get up there and drive. I'm just going to sing.
You are really a jewel. You're really a jewel. So if a person is in South Carolina, North Carolina, and they want to take a mini vacation, they can come and they can participate in your anniversary. And you about what it is, about 20-25 minutes from Savannah?
Exactly. 25 minutes from Savannah. Yep.
And see, you can enjoy the singing. Now check this out. And then you can just go and take a mini vacation down in Savannah, go on down the River Street, go to Paula Deen Restaurant. And then, then this is a Saturday night. You can spend the night down there. You can eat dinner at Paula's place on Sunday, and then you can come back home. It's just that simple. And, we all need to get out. We all need to get out and enjoy ourselves. So this will be good. And she got all kind of door prizes, and we're going to do Let's Make a Deal.
I'm so excited. When you told me about that, I got excited.
Yes.
Yep. That's another thing too. I got some really, really good door prizes. I had this one older lady. She said, wait a minute, you mean to tell me I'm spending $15 for a ticket or $20 at a door, and I'm able to walk away with a $50 heater? I said, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. She said, were you making any money? I said, I'm not doing it to make money. I'm doing it to make a movement. I'm trying to make a movement. It's not always about money. You got to bless somebody, because I guarantee you, I since I started this, I've been receiving blessing after blessings.
And sometimes, hello there. And sometimes we got to learn to give. And you know, when you start talking about to give, people always think you're talking about money. We try to explain it's not about money. You can give
It's
your
not.
time, you
Yep.
can give your support, you can give an encouraging word, you can push a person to the next level. All that is a part of giving.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I'm able to do that, especially on
Mhm.
Saturday.
Mhm. So what do you want people to know? If they say, well, Angela, you know, I live in Florence, South Carolina. That's just Florence. I live in Charlotte. I live in Great Falls. Why should I hit 95? Why should I hit 26 to 95 and come to you?
Because it's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a regular old concert. It's an experience. It's a movement. It's a
Mm-hmm.
power movement. And you're looking
Mm-hmm.
at a testimony. I could
Mm-hmm.
have been dead.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at a walking testimony.
Yeah. Now that's gonna have to be another show because your testimony you got,
Yeah,
the testimony you got, all of us gonna be up in here crying.
that's right. That's right. And
Yeah.
and you all gonna witness it Saturday because I'm gonna
Mhm.
speak about it. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Are you gonna allow people to go live?
Yes, I am. I'm not that
Mm-hmm.
type of person that, well, it depends on the group. Some groups may not like for you to video them, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I will ask before we even get started.
Mm-hmm.
Who would like for the people to go live and not, and then I will let the audience know.
Yes. That's a good thing to do right there. Thank you, Carolyn. Um, you live in Florence, Trish. Well, just come on down. You take 95 and it'll bring you right into Ridgeland, South Carolina. You can get on 95 and come on and sit with me and we're going to have a good time out there. The date is this coming Saturday, September 24th at 4:00. Let me see. How can I do this? Talk a minute, Angela. Keep talking a minute.
It's September 24th at 5 o'clock. It's at the Baptist Center in Ridgeland, Bees Creek Road. I don't know the address right now. There you go. It's on Bees Creek Road. It's the only Baptist Center in Ridgeland. And it's from 95 to the center. It's probably about 5 minutes right off of 95. Yeah.
And this is the flyer. She has go ahead, Angela. I took my glasses off.
I have the Mickens coming from Hopkins, South Carolina. I have Jay Beck and God's Foundations coming from Atlanta, Georgia. I got Sons of Faith, Savannah, not Atlanta, Georgia. Sons of Faith from out of Savannah, Georgia. Spiritual Six out of Jacksonville, Florida. Destin from Sylvania, Georgia. I got Reverend Smalls, and he's from out of Vaughnville, South Carolina.
You have an outstanding lineup. You say you can't see it. I'm gonna put it on my page once I get out. I'll put it at the top of my page and I'll pin it up there so you all can see the information. And then when I pin it up there, I'll tag Angela Bonaparte. So if you want to go join her page and find out more about her, then you can. Hello from Alabama, because we want as many people as possible to know about Angela Bonaparte and her ministry. Elaine said that's what makes a different movement over money.
Right.
Humbling and true. That's a blessing. She's the gift. She's the gift, and keep on giving. Amen. That's just wonderful. And we want, I like to push people, and I'll push Angela because I believe in her and I believe in her ministry. And like I said, she's just a jewel, and I wish that as many of you could support her. If you've never been, come on down. It's gonna be good. We're gonna do, like we said, we're gonna do Let's Make a Deal. We're gonna do Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little bit of Black history. And then I thought about The Price is Right.
Oh, wow. That's
If
amazing.
it's just, we may have something like, and I'm not gonna have this because somebody go and price it, and then they'll know. I might have a bag of Doritos and a pack of Oreo cookies, but you got to come as close to the price as possible, and then you'll win both of those. So we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I'm
We're gonna have a
excited.
good time.
I'm excited. Also, the Michelle Obama Club, we have a host of ladies that's coming. They're going to be there. And if you're not registered to vote, you're able to register to vote that night as well.
That's going to be so good. And I'm going to be videoing. I'm going to be walking around interviewing people. I'm going to be walking around talking to people. Then I'm going to put the clips on my Facebook page so people that'll encourage people next year to make plans to come and support Angela Bonaparte and company, because we want you to be so successful.
Well, I am so excited. I'm telling you what, the people that's coming in from out of town, we always tell people it's the low country hospitality. We're really going to show y'all our hospitality. We really appreciate you all coming to support this ministry.
If someone wants to get in contact with you, and I put your information, but do you want to give out a number or not, or how you want to do that?
Yeah, as my number is out. Everybody's like, you're not scared. Well, these days, technology, we can block you. You call it craziness, we can block you. My number is 843-301-6325. P.O. Box 172.
Hold on. I can't type that fast, sister. 843-301-6325.
Yes.
Hold on. Okay. And well, that's enough right there.
Yeah.
That's enough right there.
Or you can inbox me or text me on Facebook.
But she is your music on YouTube?
It's on all digital outlets. All you have to do is type in Angela Bonaparte. The title of my project is I'll Praise Him. And on YouTube, I have so much video. Just type in Angela Bonaparte. I am on all digital outlets.
She was a special guest for my birthday celebration with her lime green t-shirts and jeans on. But let me tell you about Saturday night. We're going to have on t-shirt, jeans, tennis shoes, and pearls, right? That's
right. And I love my pearls.
So that's going to be awesome, because we're going to be comfortable and we're going to have fun. I said, now which wig am I going to wear? But I said, now I mess around and get up there with a wig on and have a hot flash. That wig coming off. So I think I'm just going to wear my hair.
That's good. Just be comfortable. That's what I love. I love for my guests to be comfortable. I haven't wore heels since I got since recovering, so I like for everybody to feel nice and equal. Flat shoes, it don't matter.
Angela, you are such a joy. That sweet spirit that y'all see right now, this is the same person you see every time you meet her. She's the same. She never changes. But now don't think if you ruffle her feathers that she don't know what to do now.
That's right. I'll walk away and leave you alone and let you guess. Leave you standing guessing.
Okay, Angela, is there anything else that you want to say to anybody?
Listen, I just want to tell everybody I really appreciate you, for those who's coming, for those who can't come. Just keep this ministry in your prayers. We are striving to do the best that we can for God, not for man, not for woman, but for God. And I just want to tell everybody, thank you. Loretta, I want to tell you, thank you for just thinking of me. I want to tell you, thank you for that November. It was in November that I was so scared to type, can you help me to get my music on? And you reached out and you said, yes, I can do it. And from that day to now, we became really good friends. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And I pray God bless you continually over and over again.
And we're going to go out on a laughing note, because we're going to see who can out-eat each other on chicken feet.
I got you. I got you.
All right, everybody. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Now, everybody don't know about chicken feet, but that's some of the good, chicken feet without the nails on them. Chicken feet. Right. But you know what? I saw on the Food Network, that's one of their primary foods. It's chicken feet.
So down low.
Oh, did I lose her?
Sorry about that. That. Down local in the stores, you cannot get chicken feet. I had to tell the guy, save me a case in the back. Don't put it out. As soon as they put it out, it's gone.
Yes. Well, Angela, we thank you, and the Lord's will, we are going to see you on this coming Saturday. I think I lost her.
There you go.
Okay, if Lord's will, we'll see you on this coming Saturday.
All right. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Love you much now.
I love you too. Thank you all, and God bless. Have a good night.
You too.